Assalamu alaikum students. This is the chapter called Governments of State, class 7th, subject of political science, and today we will see its introduction of the government. So let's begin about the state government. First of all, we will see what is a government. What is government? The group of people who control and make decisions for a country, state, etc. It's a government is nothing but a group of people, or we can say the group of representatives who are chosen by the people through elections. They make decisions, they make policies, they make laws for the country or for a state. That is the job of the government of a country or government of a state. It's a particular system used for controlling a country or a state. Government is nothing but a particular system which controls whole country, which controls a state. How it controls? It makes laws, it makes policies, it gives better policies, it gives better opportunities to the people, to the public, and from the public we perform duties towards the government. Is the process or manner of controlling a country or a state. It controls whole country, it controls all the affairs of the country, all the system of the country or a state. That is the job of the government. You can see this slide above is written types of government. So we have India is a federal country. India has a federal form of government. That means we have decentralization of power, or we can say division of power. We have the union government, we have the state government, we have the local government. First of all is the union government. Union government is nothing but the central government, or the government which works at the central level. Like today we have the BJP government, which is our union government, or we can say the central government, which works for the whole country, which works for at the union level. Even the union territories are under the union government. Then comes the state government. State government is those governments which work at the state level. They don't make laws for the union government. They don't make laws for the local government. But state government works for the states only. Union government not only works for the union territories, not only works for the union level, but also it works for the states also. There are other provisions which give the power to the union government to make laws for the state government as well as for the local government. We will not discuss that point here, but here we have the division of power, union government, state government. Then comes the local government. Local government is nothing but the government which works at the grassroots level, it works for the municipalities or the urban areas or the cities, and panchayats at the village level. In municipalities, it includes municipal corporation, municipal council, nagar panchayat. In panchayats, it includes district panchayat, intermediate panchayat, village panchayat. Intermediate panchayat is also called as block level or tehsil level or the panchayat samiti. These two are under the local government. So here we have to discuss about the state governments, how state governments works, what is state government itself. Now, what is a state government? A state government is the government of a country, subdivision in federal form of government, which shares political power with the national government. State government is nothing but it is the subdivision in a federal form of government. It means that, as I already told you, India has a federal form of government. That means the powers are divided. We have the union government and then comes the state government. So the political power is shared between union government and the state government. State government has the authority to make laws and policies for its state. A state government may have some level of political autonomy. Political autonomy means that a state has the power to make political decisions for its state, for the people of the state. As we already know that government has three branches. Here firstly comes the legislative, then comes the executive, and then comes the judiciary. Three branches works for the government. The legislature has the work to make laws, to frame the policies, to frame the laws for the people of the country. Executive has the power to implement those laws, to implement the laws which are made by the legislature. Executive enforces or implements those laws on the people. And then comes the judiciary. Judiciary has the power to check whether government's laws are good for the people or not. If people felt that their laws or the policies are not favorable to us, they can go to the court. Even they can revolt against that law. Then the judiciary has the power to interfere in the legislative, to interfere in the executive part, so that the people can get justice. Now we will see about the state legislature. State legislature, every state has its legislature. Legislature means the law-making body, the body which makes the laws. Legislators are those which makes the laws, the members who makes the laws and policies, and legislature is the body where they sit and make the laws for the people. So every state has its legislature. Like at the central level we have the parliament, which has two houses, lower house and upper house. That means Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Those are the two houses of the parliament. Parliament is also called a legislature because that is the body which makes the laws for the people of the country. So every state has its legislature. Some states have only one house, that is called a unicameral legislature. That is the legislative assembly. They only have the legislative assembly. Some states have two houses, that is the bicameral legislature, or we can say the legislative council. And the legislative assembly is the lower house. Like when the J&K was state, it was having two. It was having bicameral legislature. That means it has legislative assembly as well as legislative council. So some states are unicameral, they only have legislative assembly. Some states have two houses, like the legislative assembly is the lower house, legislative council is the upper house. Like the parliament has the lower house and upper house, there's Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So some states also have the lower house and upper house, that is legislative assembly and legislative council. So state legislature is divided into two, that's legislative council, or it is also called the upper house or Vidhan Parishad. It's the Hindi word called Vidhan Parishad. And second thing is the legislative assembly or the lower house or the Vidhan Sabha. So we can say a state legislature is nothing but the law-making body of a state. Every state has its legislature. Some states have one house, that's unicameral legislature or legislative assembly. Some states have two houses, or we can call them bicameral legislature, that is legislative council, that is the upper house of that state. So some states have two or the bicameral legislature, legislative assembly and legislative council. So legislative council is also called upper house or Vidhan Parishad. Legislative assembly is called a lower house or the Vidhan Sabha. So we can say in every, whether there is legislative assembly or there is legislative council, every house has the legislature and the executive body. Judiciary is common to all. Like in the at the central level we have Supreme Court, at the state level we have high courts. So every state has its own high court, and there is Supreme Court, which is above all the courts. So these are the three basic institutions which work in every legislative assembly, in every legislative council. Legislature, which makes the laws; executive, which implements the laws; judiciary, which is called a watchdog, which sees whether these laws are good or not. So these three branches of the government are involved in decision making and framing of policies, whether for a state or for a government. Thank you very much.